life, been doing a lot of new stuff that never would have thought of doing before. You know, it's a little scary. You know, you hear about all this stuff going on, and you're like, you know, I feel like that could happen to anyone. You hear about all the COVID stuff. And I'm just like, because we've all been there, right? We've been just sitting in our house. We haven't been to the grocery store in a while, and all that's left is just this really old-looking bat. And we're just like, I could go to the store, but I could risk it, and it's probably pretty good. So I felt like I needed to learn how to cook, basically, to, you know, you gotta get that internal temp up to 165, get that plague right out of there, is what I'm thinking. So I've been doing a lot of cooking lately, and so I don't know if anyone else during quarantine you fell into the bread trap, the Amish cinnamon bread trap that's going around. It's pretty dangerous. It's a big pyramid scheme. Which also, can we just agree that the Amish, their idea of friendship is a little antiquated at this point? It's like giving people bread as a gift of friendship is like, I mean, you know there's a McDonald's right next door, right? It's like, I know where to get food. I don't want to, like, don't give me a 10-step plan to make this bread. I'm still gonna be hungry afterwards, right? But yeah, it's pretty terrible because you make one and then you have to give two to your friend, and then you run out of friends really quickly. Like, oh, actually, okay, that's actually Jim and Stuart right there, and they don't have anyone else either. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of cooking, and getting into cooking has made me realize just how much of the grocery store I've just never explored. You know, it's like before learning how to cook, I was just basically just relegated to I was only buying stuff with a mascot, I realized. So basically just the, I guess like candies, anthropomorphic foods that just want you to eat them, and, you know, the cereal aisle. But the idea of a mascot is amazing to me because if you think about it, it's basically when the marketing team has just given up, right? It's like, okay, we need to get the consumer to want to buy this food. How can we convince them? And like, fucking get a cartoon to do it. We'll figure it out. Just hire a random washed up voice actor and just explain it's crunchy or some shit. Very colorful. Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. I lost my train of thought here.
You got it, Taylor.
Okay, sorry. So this is what I was getting to. So my thing is, yeah, it's basically only the food that you definitely don't need that has a mascot, right? It's like, where are the pasta boys with Rigatoni Ralph and Albert Dente explaining me how long you need to cook pasta and like what types of pasta is good with different meat? Nobody teaches you that, but you're just like, it's just a bunch of fucking boxes and there's a bunch of words on it, but I'm a kid, I don't know, I just look at the colors. I need Freddie Flintstone. Wait, Fred Flintstone, he's not Freddie. I mean, I'm not that close to him. But I mean, the mascot is really a revolutionary idea, right? Because they don't just use it for food, they use it for just a lot of stuff that people you don't need, right? That's kind of what I was getting to, is that, I mean, how many people, you've seen that Geico's been doing pretty well. Like, how many times people bought insurance from that sexy ass lizard? It's just like, he could get anyone to buy insurance, right? I mean, that's just the proof of the hypothesis that I mean, anything is fuckable if it has an Australian accent. Am I right?
Yes.
It's just like, I mean, I'm straight, but I would fuck that lizard. That gecko? God. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. But I think, honestly though, people are putting a lot of effort where they don't need to. You know, how come every cereal has to come up with an original mascot? I say every cereal, but the one cereal is doing it right. I already mentioned Fred Flintstone. Just get an existing cartoon. We've got a plethora of existing cartoons. Just hire those guys. They haven't been in work for years. Like, where is Jimmy Neutron the kid explaining me how to change my oil? You know what I'm saying? Put him, get him back and, you know, give him a job. Oh yeah. Oh, and so okay, sorry. So on the train of the pasta boys, they do have the pasta boys but for raisins, but I don't understand the connection. I don't understand the lore behind them. So there's the California raisins. We all know they exist, right? But like, well, are they selling us grapes or are they selling us raisins? I hope so, because I don't understand who's buying them. But also, what's the difference? Like, how come when you buy a raisin, how do you know if it plays the saxophone or like the French horn? Like, it doesn't have that on the packaging. I want to be able to identify them before I eat them, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it doesn't really matter because only sadists are buying grapes anyway, am I right? Because if I wanted to buy a grape, I would just buy, or if I wanted to buy a raisin, I would just buy a grape and just step on it a few times. Like, can we society step back and think about why we're buying, like, why are we buying raisins? What are they doing with the juice? Are they using that for something else? Like, I feel like they're siphoning out the juice and they're like, we need to get rid of the skins. Like, why don't they do that with anything else? There's no, like, oh no. Yeah, it's like they don't do that with bananas. They don't do that with the Baby Bell cheese wax. They don't do that with fried chicken skin, which is $1 million idea, by the way. Just want to bring that up for anyone listening and the investor. We'll talk after the show. But mascots also, they're widespread. They're in sports. Big fan of sports mascots as someone that doesn't give a shit about sports on the whole. But I fucking love to think about just an eagle fighting a wild cat. Like, that's amazing. I'll watch half a game of football and just imagine those two animals fighting. But I do think we need a little bit of regulation on the mascot end, because there's a lot of implications, right? It's like the Blue Devils, the Jersey Devils, plural. There's multiple devils now. Also, does the color of the devil matter? I grew up Christian. I didn't know this was even a thing. I thought there was one devil, one God, and now just everything's thrown into question, right? It's a lot. So I just think we need a mascot regulation board. You know, get them to get the old cartoons, bring them on board with everything. And really, that's all I wanted to bring you guys to you guys' attention tonight. Thank you for your time.